Hey, it's Matt from Black Coal Woodworking. Welcome back. Today I'm making a walnut bowl. It's about 5.5 inches across, and I'm starting with my 1/2 inch spindle gouge just to get it roughed out to round. I did knock the corners off at the bandsaw first, so it's a little bit nicer to get round. You can kind of see me raising my hand as I cut with the spindle gouge, and that's because if I leave my hand flat like this, I tend to get cut on the little finger. So I raise my hand and I get hit in the palm, and that can take the wood shavings a lot better than my little finger can. You can see the bowl jittering a little bit, and that's because I'm using a screw chuck, but it's not that secure as I'd like it to be. It worked for this bowl, but I like them to be a little more firm than this particular screw chuck is. The chuck itself is great, just that threading on that screw, it's coarse. I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing that wrong. And there's the shiny spot on top. That's how I can tell when I'm starting to get close to flat. I mean round. There are flat spots. So I'll take another pass. If you can keep that bevel locked to the wood while you're cutting, that will also help give you a nice shiny spot, because you're essentially burnishing the wood. A little bit more to go. This time I'm going to aim at just the flat spot. So I want to have this bowl at the maximum diameter. Here I'm measuring the bottom dimensions of the bowl. There's going to be a couple of decorative items, so I want them to be the same because this is part of a matching set. I often switch to a flat scraper like this just to give the outside shape of the bowl a little bit of finessing. I find that it's a nice easy way to get that, and it cuts really well with a fresh burr, so it is easy to sand. Now for the inside of that bottom. It's going to be a recess, and I made a little tool the other day. It's really like a beading and parting tool, and it just cuts in very nicely. In a way, it kind of acts like a negative rake scraper, kind of like a skew if you tilt it down a little bit, that kind of idea. Worked out really nice. I could very nicely create that little recess. Didn't have to make it so big. Obviously my flat scraper is a little bit on the ginormous side for this part. And after that, it's time to finish the outside. There was some sanding steps that you did not see, and I did not film. This is walnut oil. I will end up putting on shellac and beeswax yet as well. And this is what it looks like after all the finish is done. Just a gorgeous shine, really, really simple finish. Highly recommend it. Before I hollow the bowl out, I like to face the surface just so it's a little bit nicer when I do get into hollowing. I find that it allows my tool to go in straighter, less skipping, and a better cut, because the last thing I need is the 1/2 inch bowl gouge here to skip when I'm right near the outer edge. That's not fun. Then I have a very short bowl. Anyway, the hollowing out process goes really quick. Again, keeping that bevel locked. I find if I open up the tool a little bit, right after I've made contact and gone in a little bit so I have something to rest the bevel on, I get a really good swishing. That means the cutting edge is cutting extremely efficiently. After I'm done with the bowl gouge, I switch to a round nose scraper just so I can finesse the inside. I find that scraping with a fresh burr also gives a nice clean cut, and I do less sanding. The finish on the inside is the same as the outside: walnut oil, shellac, and beeswax. Alright, as the finish is nearly done here, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to put these two side by side so you can see what they look like now that they're a pair.